This is the Henry's Child Podcast. Am I crazy? Or am I just raving?
I am proud to announce that Henry's Child is back. That's right, we have signed the contracts and got all the details for our first show since October 2019. And I'm very pleased to have episode 68 be a logistical update for you. Even though it's going to be a little short and I don't really have much music to share with you today, I did want to make you aware of the next shows coming up. And that's right, I said shows because we actually have two that we're going to do in May. So the first show is going to be Friday, May 28th, and we're going to be headlining the Run-A-Mucca Motorcycle Festival in Run-A-Mucca, Nevada. That's right, our first show back is going to be in Nevada. And I believe it's like a little mini Sturgis, and the city puts this thing on, and it's attracted quite a few people, not just motorcycle enthusiasts, but folks that want to get together for probably the first festival outside of COVID. So it's going to be very cool. And speaking of which, as far as we're aware and what we've signed on to, this is COVID compliant. So the headlining show is going to be completely outside. And then at that same town, I should say, on Sunday the 30th, we're going to do an acoustic show at a casino called the Model T. And the Model T Hotel and Casino is where we're going to be staying. And it's also where you can get a 20 to 30% discount by simply mentioning that you know Henry's Child. And the acoustic show is going to be more during the day. And as I find out a little bit more about it, I will definitely let you know. Now, on our trip down there, I hope to get a podcast in with Jace Edwards. We met Jace Edwards when he was working at KNRQ in Eugene. And KNRQ was kind of an alternative radio station in the mid-90s. And Jace just quickly became a friend. He liked coming to shows. He was the MC at the Wow Hall show where we won what became Clearly Confused with the Sonic Explosion with Elemental Records. And Jace is also the intro voice that you hear on all of these podcasts. So we're hoping that we can get in a little podcast discussion with him. He's got a lot of great Henry's Child stories. Some that I want him to tell, some I don't want him to tell. But we'll see what happens with that. Yeah, definitely, for sure. And I believe at the casino, when we play the Model T, it's going to be kind of like a giveaway. So it's going to be something that, A, does not sort of conflict with anything occurring at the actual festival. So it's going to be, that music's going to be before the bands at the other stage start playing. And they're going to be giving away things like a motorcycle. So it's going to be a benefit to everybody. So if you can make either of those dates, please look up the Model T Hotel and Casino, mention Henry's Child, and you'll get between 20 and 30% of a discount on your room for the stay. And if you're thinking about it and you're on the fence, I would try to do it as soon as possible because we have a sneaking suspicion that this is going to go really, really fast. So in addition to that, I did want to give you an update about 7 Second Circle. So the EP is done, and we're going to be calling it Longitude. And it's actually part of sort of a meta, sort of a bigger picture that we're doing with these EPs. And of course, EP just stands for extended play, which is the opposite of long play when you would have a record. So instead of being an LP, it's an EP, and it's got 3 songs on it, 3 brand new songs. The production absolutely rivals Divide, and the songwriting is just something we're excited to share with you. And really, we're excited to get it out into the world. That being said, we do want to offer the position of executive producer. And what is executive producer? Well, executive producer is someone who, for all intent and purpose, gets first listen to the record in its entirety and essentially pays for duplication. And when you pay for duplication, you get your name on the outside jacket. Now, the plan at the moment is to simply do CDs, and the executive producer buy-in is $250. So we're printing out the final color for the cover this weekend. So that's just sort of our test prints, and then we'll probably end up doing the entire upload week after next, likely the last week in April of 2021. So if you are interested in the executive producer position, please write me directly at henryschild@henryschild.com, and, we'll start a discussion. Anyway, finally back to Henry's Child. The last few episodes, I've actually ran something called the Missing Music episode. And missing music could mean anything. One of them I did the Wheel that had the Andy Macon version and the Rex Morningstar version. But what occurred for me with the missing music, when I sort of half joked about learning what folks would want us to re-record, I actually started getting quite a bit of feedback. And I've got a little spreadsheet going, and I've got some check marks next to different things that different folks want to hear. So if you could, do me a favor and revisit that. In episode 67, it's Reasonable Doubt. In episode 65, it's Matter of Timing, or Matter of Time, probably. Episode 64, Non-Powered Flight. Episode 63, Gravity Echoes. And episode 58 is Incomplete. So those are 5 songs that we could potentially record next if you wanted to hear updated versions of them. So I just wanted to kind of throw that back out there and see, again, if there was any energy around hearing those old songs sort of redone in 2021 style. So that's all I've got for today. Really, really quick update. Thank you so much for downloading and listening to this episode and hanging in there with me. If you're not on our newsletter list, please go to henryschild.com and sign up for the newsletter list. A different list exists at 7secondcircle.com. So if you're not on the 7 Second Circle list, you should go there and sign up. I manage it for both bands, and both bands have new records coming out this year. So we're really super excited to share all this with you. And if you can, book the Model T now for Friday, May 28th in Run-A-Mucca, Nevada. Thank you so much for listening. We care about you. Wear masks, stay safe, and we will see you soon.
It came out my mouth.